My name is Paul Tchaikovsky. I'm a managed OpenShift black belt at Red Hat. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to get started deploying your first application on OpenShift. So what I have here is a ROSA cluster that is a Red Hat OpenShift on AWS, which is a native AWS service. So I have a cluster running. I can see my cluster in cloud.redhat, and I've already gone ahead and use access control to set up a GitHub identity and given myself access to it. I can log in as GitHub. It will authenticate through my GitHub username, which I've already authed on, so it just jumps through real quick. Here we are. It sees I don't have anything currently running as this user. First thing I'm going to do is my demo. I'm going to create a project. We have these quick starts. So let's go ahead and hit this. There's this quick start called Get Started with a Sample Application. You can see it's pulled up what we're going to do in the quick start. I'm going to hit the Start Tour button, Navigation, Add, and then I'm going to click Samples, and then I'm going to hit Node.js. So that gives me this. It's going to give it that name. It's going to build it on that image, but why not go for UB8? And this is the Git repo that the code is coming from. You can see it's just like a basic Node app. So you go ahead and hit create. Now we have what's called the Topology View. This is going to give me a rough idea of what applications I have running in my project, and it's going to give me a bunch of information about it. You can see in the quick start, it's telling me what I should be looking at. Do I see a sample app application? Yes. Do I see a Node.js sample deployment? That's what this is. Yes. So I can go ahead and hit yes, hit next, and then this guy right here is the build. And while I've been doing this, the build has already completed. So we can go ahead and click yes, the build has completed. Finally, we can open the URL, and here it is. Welcome to your Node app on OpenShift. So that is my application running. So let's close out that now. So here we have our app. We can see details about our app here. And then you see the first thing we see is that we don't have any health checks. So let's go ahead and add health checks. Now you've got three types of health checks: readiness probe, liveness probe, and startup probe. Let's just add them all. Readiness probe. Now, this is a fairly simple app, and we can go with the defaults, which is HTTP GET, path on / port 8080. But we'll just leave all of those as defaults. So we'll hit yes. We'll do the same for liveness probe, and we will do the same for startup probe. All pretty simple. And we will hit add. So now that warning has gone, and we can click on monitoring. Here we have a dashboard that's specific for our app. We can, if we want to come to metrics, we're interested in the file system usage, and we can look at it there. If we wanted to, we could stack it. And then if we want to know how to create a Prometheus query that we can put into Grafana at a later time, that is what's being passed to Prometheus to create this metric. If I was to DDoS it with some curl command, if we come back to the topology, come back to here, and then if we open a terminal, we can do curl-s, right, head-n1, let's just see the first line, and then we can do while true, do done, right? And so now we're basically just blasting this thing. So we should see some metrics showing up as this is blasting away. So let's come back up to our dashboard. Some increase in bandwidth here. That looks to me like we're probably seeing it right there. In the overall scheme of things, me slamming away at a simple Node.js app probably isn't going to really create a ton of interesting metrics. So that's it. That's my application up and running, building it from source in OpenShift, adding our basic health checks, and then also adding some monitoring.